Hello everyone, my name is Holden Hardman. Thank you so much for joining me again for another video. Today, I'll be showing my wife Unbroken for the first time. You know the reason we're doing this one is because we were watching some Shark Week videos at night and we saw a documentary called Adrift or something like that about the main guy from Unbroken and how they were at sea for 47 days and sharks were trying to eat them. So I was like, yeah, actually Angelina Jolie made a movie about them, and Jen was like, what? We have to watch it. And sure enough, it's on Netflix. She's like, well, we're watching that one next, Holden. I said, okay, sweetie, we'll watch that one next. So I'm really excited to check this one out. Jen, how are you feeling going into Unbroken?
We never get to watch the things that I want to watch.
That's not true.
That is true, because it always goes like this. We're watching TV, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, we should watch that. Let's watch it. And then my husband says, no, we gotta do it for content. And then months go by and we never get to it. So I am super excited to watch this, partly because we were watching it during Shark Week. Something even in the slightest bit related to sharks, I think is fun. I don't know a lot of the actual backstory because Holden did mention that this movie, like, it goes further into another storyline.
Yeah.
So that's not the main focus, it sounds like. But regardless, I'm super excited. Also, Angelina Jolie, the fact that she is directing it,
yes,
I think is really interesting. I believe I saw one movie of hers that she directed. Don't remember what it was, but I remember thinking that, she's got some talent as a director. I am super excited to check this out.
I think that this is Angelina Jolie's directorial debut. Devin, can you fact check me right here? And I saw this, I think 2014 when it came out, very, very good. There's actually some faith elements that are a part of the real life story. After all of these events, the main guy ends up becoming a very devout Christian later on. And I think that pretty much all of that is omitted from the movie. There was some like sequel that was made by obviously a different production company that was like, we can't omit this because that's a big part of it. So I am disappointed that there was no element of that at all, but also Christian sequels, you know, Christian movies are just not very, very good. So you're itching.
I just have to point out, so this guy survived 47 days. How the heck do you survive 47 days on the ocean? The documentary that we watched, there was like 3 or 4 little cans of water. I am really like, of course, I'm focused on this like little like logistical questions, like how did they survive? How much water did they have? How did the other guys really die? So that's the stuff that I'm really curious about. Yeah,
I don't remember how much of the ocean stuff there is in this movie, because that's not what I remember at all. Even when we watched the documentary, I was like, oh my, is that the Unbroken story? Anyway, I think that you'll like it, but before we get into it, we can't forget the comment of the day. Today's comment of the day, I pulled this one because I thought it was somewhat relevant to the Christian, not Christian aspect of it. I won't harp on it too much. This one says, how do you feel about Christians calling you false for watching movies from Hollywood, but also atheists who mock you for your faith and criticizing anything religious? How do you do it? Great first part of that, Christians calling you false for watching movies. Exposure to something is not necessarily condoning something. There have been plenty of times where we've watched a movie and I'll outright be like, I don't agree with this at all. Most famously was probably Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's a nihilistic message, albeit optimistic nihilism. As a Christian, I'm philosophically opposed to nihilism anyway, so that's a perfect example. And everybody hated me for that. They roasted me pretty harsh for my thoughts on that, but that would be a good example. But also, atheists who mock you for your faith or criticizing anything religious. It's a stark reminder that dogma, arrogance, and self-righteousness is not a uniquely religious problem. But anyway, I won't go into any more religious stuff. If you're curious about things like that, I do have a second channel called The Pop Culture Christian. The last video I did was about 3 weeks or a month ago about Goku and Jesus. Okay, I'm done. You guys can just relax. We're gonna have a good time. Let's go ahead and get into it. Unbroken.
War violence.
Yeah, you remember from the documentary? They were in the middle of you'll see. Universal, they've been going after us with claims lately too.
Goody. A
lot of, based on real life stories, take a lot of creative liberties, but I think this one is pretty accurate. Like a lot of the details, there's always gonna be some element, but this one is pretty close.
How did they survive 47 days?
Well, it's really, well, you'll see, okay. That Hux, yep. He was in Halloween Town 3. Okay. That would be just so terrifying. I hate flying without bombs in the air.
Zero inbound, 10 o'clock level.
All right.
Dave. Oof. That's so scary. Oh.
Oh no.
There's some shrapnel or something.
Here, take this.
Nice work, boys.
How far to base?
Oh, what, 5 hours if we make it that far?
Now these things, light and dark, God created each in its place, did not create a battle between them. Don't battle with it.
Ascolta, ti ho detto.
He sent his son Jesus, not to wage war on the sins of man, but to forgive them. Love thine enemy.
Why don't you go back to Italy, you and your greasy wop family?
Oh. What? Never heard that.
These are some slurs I'm not familiar with.
Oh.
Dang it.
Everybody in town wants you put away.
Aw, Zamp.
He painted the bottle. It's liquor.
He painted the bottle.
Perché ti comporti così?
Non lo so.
Come ti permetti?
Mamma.
Prega per il mio piccolo lui.
It's actually really smart.
Zamp. Nice ankle.
Down there?
This is so dumb.
Since when were you so smart?
No one's chasing me.
I'm chasing you. All right, you train, you fight way harder than those other guys, and you win. Just gotta believe you can.
I don't believe.
I do. Forza!
There's some high shorts.
Yeah, they had him back in the day. Remember Pleasantville? You see Toby come out there with 3-inch of shorts there.
Come on! You dumb dago!
We're learning all kinds of new slurs here.
Any box in here?
He's fast. He's strong. Super strong.
Run, Forrest, run.
Run, Forrest. This does look like that Forrest Gump scene. They had like the trees and stuff. This guy's life is nuts.
That child actor actually looks
a
like
lot.
the, yeah.
Reminds me of the Benchwarmers. Reminds me of Yoda. Not his looks, but his philosophies and stuff. Not his looks too. Yeah, it kind of looks like him. Come on, you Italian. What's that guy been in? Oh, Chronicle. That's another one we gotta watch.
This kid Zamperini runs like his feet never touch the
Nice.
ground.
Hey, come on now. Do they have refs in track?
I'm assuming, because I can't imagine that would be
But that would fly,
allowed.
yeah.
Bravo.
Bravo!
Oh.
Zamperini is now officially the fastest high school runner in American history.
Jeez.
Say out of those pretty German broads for me? You know it.
Broad.
Very good.
Mummy.
Wait, which part?
Thanks, Pete.
Broad.
Oh, yeah.
Who's the
Broad.
broad?
Your strength gives me strength.
I think we watched that movie.
Yeah,
too
I've
much.
seen it too many times.
A moment of pain is worth a lifetime of glory. Remember that.
Everybody should have something like that.
Instead, my sister comes into town for free lodging. Happy to accommodate Adrian.
Still coming in pretty hot.
Ugh.
Oh, man.
Come on, General Hux. That's what it is, guys.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Flat tire.
Yeah.
Now you're praying? I was busy before. You say anything back? Yeah. Says my bombardier's a dope.
Really?
They got us a new crew.
We got a new plane? just like sitting in the living room trying to fly the house. The lieutenant says it's airworthy and certified
By Helen Keller.
Jeez, guys.
A lot of ocean.
The idea of having to like keep calm.
Got it.
I know.
Bravo.
Prepare to crash.
Okay, no big deal. They don't have like any protection really. I mean,
Especially in these older planes.
yeah. Is he at the Olympics?
Heck yeah.
Wow. Actually made it to the Olympics.
Next up, the 5,000 meter with America's record-breaking Don Lash, along with newcomer Louis Zamperini.
That's sweet. I like that.
Is that CGI or?
The background, yeah, that would be. The shots of the plane, even when they're on the ground, are as well.
Second group is America's Louis Zamperini.
That's the cop.
Oh.
Zamperini overtaking Norway's Rolf Hansen. He seems to have some gas in reserve. He really is making up some time. It's high school kid Zamperini pushing past the record breakers on this field in 56 seconds. That record's going to hold for a while, let me tell you.
Oh. Man.
They didn't have any like parachute options. I thought that during that time they had.
I mean, they do have parachute, but not, I don't think for these guys. And they were also talking about how they were like taking everything off the plane, you know, it was barely functioning as it was.
That's terrifying.
They just weren't geared for that. Cool. Cool shot.
In the documentary, they had one of them eating all the chocolate. I wonder if that was...
yeah, that's true or not.
I'd be like, that'd be me.
All the details you remember. Wonder if they have that guy eating all the chocolate.
We're gonna die.
No, we're not, Mac.
They'll never see us.
Tell him to shut up.
Hey, Mac, chocolate. I'm square in the morning.
He's got other plans.
I know. You're never gonna see the end of that chocolate.
They said that
Yeah.
the number one important thing about survival is your outlook
I'm glad.
on your current situation
I believe
or your
that.
perspective.
Of course, for me, it would be the sun. Second degree burns twice when I was a kid from being out in the sun too long. I had boils and blisters on my shoulders both times, so I can't imagine being out there for days in the middle of that. I couldn't move. Like, I remember, like, having trouble sleeping because, like, my skin on the sheets and stuff. We're like, at least I'm positive. Oh, we got some sharks. We got Jaws over here.
Uh-oh.
Look at that. That's a beaut. 15-foot bull mako shark. Not the largest of all the sharks, but certainly one of the most dangerous.
Hey! Hey! Turn around!
Ate all the chocolate. Oh.
What did you do, Mac?
It's literally Fox when he gets in the pantry.
Doesn't matter.
Gosh.
Dear God, make me a bird so I can fly far, far, far away.
Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it. Oh, wait, no, not the bird. Don't they eat the bird?
Do it. Yeah.
Oh!
Get it, Mac, get it.
They show it!
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, it probably stinks real bad like toe cheese.
And I thought they smelled bad. On the outside.
Maybe the fish won't be so picky.
Honestly, I'm so impressed by that.
He punches it.
This is how the Japanese eat fish.
I don't know if thinking about food would be like a positive or more of
Yeah.
like a hindrance.
And the documentary, it's like all they talked
Yeah.
about was like
So fun.
food and
Like
their
cow-
cooking and stuff. It looks like they're shaving.
I'm actually surprised that guy that ate all the chocolate didn't drink all their water.
I swear I'll dedicate my whole life to you.
my gosh.
A Mako shock.
I don't remember that being in the documentary. Did that happen?
I don't remember.
I mean, I guess that would taste like steak in that situation, you know?
So, but you got to worry about the dehydration too, because there's a lot of salt. You got to eat though. I mean, you got to.
That's what I was saying. Like, even though unless it rained every, like, more than once, I don't think that was enough to.
I think they like funneled it into their thing and probably drank like as it was happening too. Filled up.
Mm.
We beat Rickenbacker's record 4 days ago.
Where are they supposed to be located?
I think they're getting close to Japan.
Well, how do they know that that's the U.S.?
Yeah, it's not.
Oh, no.
That's why they call it Shark Week. The deadly Mako sees 3 new prey. Actually, it might have been an American plane that thought that they were Japanese or something. It's like, take on the sharks or the bullets.
Oh, no. Oh, no, it got the shark.
If the Japs are this bad, we might even win this damn war.
Yeah, get that patch kit.
Need some flex tape.
Good. Boy, you know what? Just eat me. Like that.
Just eat me.
The psychological torture of seeing the sharks constantly circle you and knowing that chances are you're not gonna survive this, it would just be so unbearable.
Just think about like all the energy that it's taking to like pump up the thing, hit the sharks, blood's pumping from being shot at.
So that guy actually looks like he's skinnier. Did they actually lose weight? I'm curious.
That's a good question. I'm not sure. It might be something like what they did with Chris Evans in the first Captain America. They might have actually lost weight. I don't know, because they all start looking like that.
Yeah.
Are they gonna die? Maybe, Mac.
Wow, that's not the answer. I was expecting.
The truth.
Right, but.
Yeah, I know what
I
you
would
mean.
think
sensitivity or you know.
Well, I would
Optimism.
think that. Yeah. If it was my battle buddy, I would have been like,
we could still
no,
make
you're not gonna die. You know what I mean? Dang, but he ate all the chocolate.
We found out that chocolate was laced with arsenic. Just kidding.
Jeez. Oh no.
So sad.
How terrifying for them, like, to see, like, oh crap, there goes one of us.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, that's psychological in its own right. You've been out there with them for over a month.
Yeah, looking at your fate, pretty much.
Yeah.
They did a great job with, like, the makeup and stuff.
Yeah. And this is, I think, where the documentary ended.
Wow. Oh.
Yeah, so now we're fresh off our documentary knowledge.
Unbelievable.
I know.
So from like possible shark's lunch to prisoner of war.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Stop! Please stop it.
A very short-lived relief, and then it being replaced by fear again.
Yeah.
I
wouldn't know.
オリンピック選手で有名なんだな。
Near Bombardier.
Yes. What happened to the Marines from Macon Island?
They were beheaded.
Those were the other guys on the island?
I think so.
I drew a Philco radio and wraps on the side.
Oh my gosh.
Here, down.
Wow.
Phil.
Sam! Sam!
Phil.
I was supposed to race here for the Olympics before they got canceled.
You are enemies. You will be treated accordingly.
Oh boy. That is a mentally strong person right there.
See, you met the bird. Apparently he grew up wealthy, wanted to be an officer.
Commander Fitzgerald.
From, played Sam
Zamperini, sir.
Flynn in Tron Legacy.
There's much talent in Mombourquette. We have an Olympic athlete. Who is the Olympic athlete? Who is the Olympic athlete?
Wow, just so disturbing on so many levels.
Don't get up.
You fail.
Marshall Islands is also where Amelia Earhart,
She
or where
could.
she was headed or something.
Jen watches a lot of documentaries. Maybe not a whole lot of movies, but a lot of documentaries.
You like Saipan?
I'm gonna kill him. I don't give a damn. Let him shoot me.
That's not how we beat him. We beat him by making it to the end of the war alive. That's our revenge.
We're getting closer.
I wonder if this guy really had it out for him.
I think he did, yeah. Fixated on him.
Why do you make me hit you?
In America, they say, Zamperini, dead. Famous Olympic runner is dead.
We have program go all over world.
Hello, mother. Your son is calling you. I'm alive and well. Okay.
Hello, America. Today, the postman calls for Mrs. Louise Zamperini, not dead as erroneously announced by your government. Keep listening, Mrs. Zamperini. Pleasure is all ours.
The first time in 2 years that you will have heard my voice. I am now interned in a Tokyo prisoner of war camp and being treated as well as can be expected under.
That's got to be a surreal feeling, thinking your brother or
That'd
family's
be
dead.
bittersweet, like
Right.
knowing he's alive, but
Right.
being tortured.
I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Your loving son, Louis.
Oh, that must be nice.
Yeah. Again, bittersweet
Right.
because.
He's going right back.
Yeah.
You were good. Very good. You can speak on radio again.
I can't say this.
Why not? They said, American like you, they live here. Very comfortable. You wanna go back to camp?
You are like me. We are both strong. This man must be taught respect. Each prisoner will punch this man in his face.
Oh my gosh.
Migimuka!
Y'all better go light. Oh.
Just get over it.
Next! Next! Hit her! Come on! Hit me! Next! Hit her!
This is hard to watch.
It is. This guy is something else, though. That did happen as well.
I was like, why would they allow them to have entertainment? Then I realized it's entertainment for them.
Yeah.
I have good news. I have had a promotion. The bad news, I say goodbye to my friends. You may congratulate me.
There he goes.
We're helping the Jets now. Might as well let it burn.
How's it done?
If the Allies win, Japs issue kill all orders. We win, we're dead. Get down!
They're moving us out. Someplace the Allies can't find us.
is it that guy again? Oh, of course it is. How could it not be?
You are enemies of Japan.
Gosh.
I imagine at this point you're pretty much just a shell. You know what I mean? Just a robot. Oh.
Your president, Roosevelt, is dead.
Jeez.
It really makes you reflect on like your life and what you perceive as like a bad day.
Mm-hmm. But suffering in perspective.
Yeah.
それを持て。Pick up!
Do we know what the necklace
Left
is?
it! Over your head. If he drops it, shoot it.
Oh my gosh. Mm.
Gosh.
Don't look at me.
Gosh.
The war has come to a point of cessation. We invite all prisoners to bathe in the Hakura River.
This is it.
Looks like they're all wearing a necklace, so it must be like their form of a dog tag.
Yeah. A tag or like a prisoner identification.
Let's go!
War's over!
Dormitory of the officer.
Yeah. It'll be such a relief to be back.
I mean, for most of these men, it's just like the start of like PTSD, severe depression.
Actually, I do think he had PTSD in real life.
Oh, I'm sure like 90% of these guys did. It's hard to imagine going through something like that and not.
Peace. Oh, yeah. Only the bird refused to meet him.
Wow. Break
Man.
my heart, why don't you? This man.
In Japan.
What a great frickin' person.
I know.
You guys-
2014.
When did this come out?
2014. All right, just finished watching Unbroken. What a heavy and powerful movie. I'm so glad that we decided to watch it. There's a lot that I didn't remember. The scene where he holds the beam over his head is, I think, one of the most memorable parts of the movie when I first saw it. I think it's incredible. I love that he, you know, that whole moment where he's on the boat and he's praying to God and he's like, if you get me through this, I'll serve you for the rest of my days. If I'm not mistaken, after the war, he and his wife were going through some sort of fight or something. And I think we're on the brink of divorce. And she convinced him to go back into the church where he kind of had a revitalization of that promise. And then from then on became much more on fire for God, if you will. Also, normally in a situation like this, or after going through 47 days at sea, like barely surviving that, surrounded by sharks, I mean, you saw how horrible it was, being shot at while they're on these like life rafts, going through years of being tortured in this Japanese internment camp, and then to come out the other side still like able to connect with God and then go back to see his captors and forgive them. Normally, especially in our kind of our culture today, most people would have a sort of bitterness towards God. Like, you put me through that, I'm done with you forever. And that's not what happened here. And I, you know, obviously I love that aspect of it. So glad we watched it. Jen, great pick. But what did you think of Unbroken?
I really enjoyed it. It was definitely one of the heavier movies we have watched, but I think that it was a good, true story. The trajectory of this man's life is insane. The fact that he went to the Olympics, the fact that he survived 47 days in shark-infested waters, and then without even taking a breath was then a prisoner of war is absolutely insane to me. He just had so many ups and downs, and I think that this film did a really good job at kind of immersing you in all of those ups and downs. Most of the actors I did not recognize from anything else. I know Holden did, but I actually think that that turned out better than if they would have had some A-list stars in there. So Angelina Jolie knocked it out of the park. I think that there were a lot of great scenes. Watanabe, I had this scene where he's literally standing over Louis, and I think that that just speaks for itself, for really the whole tone of the film. I felt like I was watching two different films. You know, there was the storyline of them being at sea, and then the storyline of being at this POW camp. It felt like two different worlds, but this was all one man's life, which was absolutely insane. And I think that these are probably the most impactful movies where you're literally going along for the ride in somebody's life. I can't believe that he went through all this. This is absolutely insane. There were a couple of scenes that I could obviously tell were CG, but it all looked really quite well. I'm also curious about like how accurate this is. I am familiar with the trauma that POWs have gone through, but some of that stuff, it was shocking to see it play out on film. It's been a minute since I've seen a film that goes on those lines or goes along that line. And so it was disturbing at times, but also very appropriate. I loved the scene with him holding the board over his head, but I think what made that even more impactful was the officer also got emotional. It was little details like that that I feel like they paid very close attention to. And so I really enjoyed it. I would absolutely watch it again. You know, it's bittersweet to see them like come home, the scene where they're like reunited with their families. But for me, like knowing all the things that they have ahead of them, like PTSD, never-ending depression, probably for many of them. This man seems like he really kind of came out on the other side of it. He just seems like a cool dude, honestly. The fact that he was able to recover from this as much as he did was amazing. So I really enjoyed the movie. Very emotional, very impactful, very disturbing, but I loved it.
Real quick, what would you rate it?
I'm gonna go with a 9.
9. Yeah, where are you? Ah, there it is. 9's pretty good. I know I said at the beginning that a lot of the faith stuff was pushed aside. There was actually more than I remember. Might want to scratch some of my earlier comments, but it was still in there, which I do appreciate. There's another movie that went pretty under the radar, takes place in Japan as well. It's Martin Scorsese's Silence. Nobody really talks about this movie. Great cast, Andrew Garfield, Adam Driver, and Liam Neeson. I don't know if we'll ever react to it on the channel because not a lot of people saw it, but it's very similar in its tone and its story, but this sort of perseverance of faith. I don't think it's a true story, but I would recommend that one if you enjoyed Unbroken and if you're open to seeing more of that kind of stuff. We do have to watch Hacksaw Ridge at some point. Ironically, the thumbnail just showed up for us. And that one does a little bit more directly on that too. For me, I would give this movie a 9.5. This is pretty solid, especially after watching it again. There was a lot that I remember from it, but after rewatching it and I don't know if it's just kind of the mode that we're in. We started off kind of all reactions, kind of jokey and having some fun. And then of course we can't like maintain that, you know, knowing that this all happened and stuff, but really, really solid, 9.5 for me.
I have to say my favorite thing about this movie is that, I know it's called Unbroken, but it really does show to what extent you can break someone. Also, in the same breath, shows how much the heart can really endure, because you see these men pretty much get to the point where they are just a shell. Like that scene where Louis is going up the stairs and I think the guy behind him falls over. Obviously, he is like, his first instinct is to like help him. But then you see that moment where he looks at his battle buddy and he realizes, I don't have any power over this anymore. And he continues on like nothing has happened. Not because he wants to, but because that is like the reality of the situation. They are all just shells. They're all robots just going through the motions. I think that that movie did a really great job at showing kind of both scenarios. So I absolutely love that about this movie. Also, did not realize that this movie entailed more than a bunch of guys surviving shark-infested waters. I really just thought that it was gonna be, hey, oh no, this is like a survival story, and then, ooh, we get to go home. Did not realize that they were gonna then be prisoners of war. So thank you for that, Holden Hardman.
Well, you picked it.
But yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Of course, these are just some of our thoughts. We'd love to know what you guys think down in the comments below, so leave us a comment down below. We'll check those out. If you enjoyed this video, check out Patreon. You can watch videos like this early and ad-free until they're posted, and you can watch the full-length reaction with us over there too. You'll just need your own copy of Unbroken to sync up with us. We watched on Netflix. If you have Netflix, just sync up with us. Make sure to leave this video a like, subscribe, so you'll be notified when we post the next one. And for now, that is it. Jen and I appreciate you watching. We'll catch you in the next video, everyone. Take care.